السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله أما بعد فأعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. बात में आजकल जंगे अज़ाब का जिक्र हो रहा है.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. In the current discussion of the Sermon on them, I don't cover the life history of the Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam in relation to the Battle of the Trench. The mention say, when then different group of the enemies them not be able to cross, they all being therefore decide say, we all together before the sun go grab in the morning, we go try for cross this hole where they don't dig before we. But the Muslims them been they alert, and then they protect the tent and the command center where the Prophet they don't give them. Khalid bin Walid also been there among them one them, and some Muslims that will be the defend. Then they may get one exchange. They will look for opportunity for cross over this hole where the Muslims that they don't dig, but the Muslims have been there alert. On that occasion, Wash bin Arab went to Tufail bin Namal Malik al-Ansari. A being for Hitam with a spear, and Mu'adh himself 1 hour be Hitam. Now this being for make a die eventually, and that not be the day. We've been tough for the Muslims them, and they not be able for offer the 5 daily prayer on time. Now because now be a busy day, and because of the attack where they may face from the enemies them. And according to written that I explain, some of the narrators them not be able to keep the record correctly. And the discussion say the Holy Prophet, including all the companions them, they not be able to offer any prayer or all the prayers them until next being therefore come. Of course, this not the narrative, the story we then give. Then prayers they had, then they offer after with the sun don't go down. The historians then go further and don't talk big talk. They say the sun being therefore come back after with the sun they don't for them. Allah being therefore reverse the sun so that the Muslims can go for offer the prayer. Doubts no day at all say that they been tough for the Muslims them. The Holy Prophet along with all the companions them, then they target them. Then will be the main target. But doubts not there at all that the Holy Prophet not being offer any prayer at all, or the Muslims them not being offer prayer. Of course, them being tough, the days them being tough, but they been pray. And all the prayers then they offer them in constant fear And the attack, they don't can become difficult at a time, maybe around the Asr time. So at the end of the day, it's been difficult for them for pray. In the book Sirat Kataman Nabiyin, Hazrat Bashir cover them in this way, which I say, on that day, the prayers them, they're not being offered them on time. This narration, we post people and gets this point here wrong for say they're not being offered the prayer them. Instead, according to the true traditions them of the saints of the Holy Prophet, because the Salatul Khawf or the prayer where you go pray when you day in fear or in danger, the order then tend them day, God no be don't reveal them yet. Then prayers they are, then they offer them, or they been combine them, then combine them at that time. And the second Caliph also touched on this and a right, which I say, one day during the time when they ambush the Muslims, then it be so tough for the Muslims then that the Muslims are not able to offer them prayer on time. We say the Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam been so sad and he been therefore say, make Allah punish the disbelievers and the idolaters them. They not allow we for offer with prayers them on time. Evidence from this statement of the Holy Prophet in words that the most important thing in the time of the Holy Prophet or in life not been prayer. And the Prophet being aware that the woman them, the young people them, and the weak people them, then they at a weaker position beside the enemies them before attack them. Even at that time, the Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam attention not been for the prayer, for make them go offer the prayer on time. If any fear been there, not been the fear for make them not go miss the prayers. The Muslim prayer or the Muslim worship, not like the Jews them or the Christians them who say then go offer them prayers and one time inside the week. Instead, the Muslims then go offer them prayers then 5 times every day. And on that difficult time, of course in normal days, also it's difficult for offer them prayers they are. But even in them tough days they are where the Muslims then facing, the Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam and in companions then continue for offer them prayer them on time. But on one occasion, where then they attack them some kind bad one, the Holy Prophet not be able to offer them prayers them on the right time. So the Prophet, this being there for move them, this being there for affect them somehow. And the judge of this era don't look upon all the explanations they are concerning them story they are. It say now weak story them, but it take one which I say the Asr prayer, then they offer them slightly off the time where they supposed for offer them. And on one occasion, when the founder of the Ahmadiyya Muslim Jama'at, the promised Messiah alayhi salatu wasalam say, the one that we say they not offer the prayer them on time, Allah don't say that Allah no make any toughness in the prayer. But we find out say no authentic hadith no day. We don't say all the 4 books them of hadith or all the 4 prayers them they offer them together in Fatah Barahi, in Bukhari. They say waiting they happen have been saying that the only one prayer when the Salatul Asr then they been pray at a later time. The time been difficult and if they don't come closer, but if then be ask we as a Muslim Maud, they address the enemies them. We say ask them, say, who's gonna get them traditions they are, who's gonna get the hadith they are. Now Mutafiq alay acceptable. The scholars them agree on this. we get consensus on this tradition when they present, and the answer the Benga for say, now weak hadith, yes, we said and say they may combine all the 4 prayers them together after Maghrib prayer. But the truth now say Asr prayer do not be offered at the proper time. A prayer that not to all the day prayers them, then they offer them together. Rather than the only one prayer, when be the Asr prayer, where they not be able for prayer in time. And then prayer there, almost all that day, they not be able for offer them comfortably. For add more concerning the threat of the trench, the promised Messiah say it'll be a tough moment for the Muslims them, beside the angry where they go through and the bad weather, but they been therefore go throughout for days without another food for it. Nothing not been at them belly. Also one group in day will be they go bury them dead body, and then being therefore meet one caravan where when they come towards Makkah, and then Uyay bin Akhtab when they send this caravan, and after then the Minga for take everything in this caravan, then the Minga for come to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and the people of Khandak, the Minga for eat from them provisions there, and even the Minga for slaughter some of the camel them. Then the Minga for take the rest to Makkah. And then when Abu Sufyan know about this, he began to say, we are in a very bad man. And now we don't get enough animal for tot we load them, and tot we business and merchandise like I've been do before. Because some of them, we are been Akhtab, don't take some of them, and the animals them as well, and they don't eat the balance during the set of the trench. We also get a bad prayer from the Prophet. Narration there from Jabir bin Abdullah that the Holy Prophet been swear. Now be on the day of Monday, the Prophet been for come, and he been for put clothes over in body, then they been for raise in hand up high and start for prayer against the Ahzab, this group of enemies which attack the Muslims them. Hazrat Jabir being for explain, say, we see smile, now the Prophet in face after we pray. And Huyai explain and say that the Holy Prophet being for swear, these one people and we come for come attack them or attack the Muslims them when at the Ahzab. And they also mention, say the Prophet being for wait until the sun being for move from right up and come down small. Being for so all people that wanna wish for fate on our enemies them. Instead wanna for pray to Allah. And if una go face on our enemy, then una for know that Jannah a day under the shadows of the sword.
صريح الحساب احزم الأحزاب اللهم احزمهم اللهم احزمهم وانصرنا عليهم. The prayer was
the prayer had been saying, oh Allah, you quick for punish the enemies them on we behalf. Help we against them and shake them. Another prayer day, what did the Prophet say?
And should we wa'adaka Allahumma in tasha
that oh Allah, if you know wish for make them worship you again, then people will be wiped out. But God being therefore protect them and save them. Now be a condition which I almost they heart them by the pump so hard then that then be almost then been they
اللهم استر عوراتنا وآمن.
That, oh God, cover with weakness and cover with fears. The promised Messiah say, no way not been there for the people and for escape. and then mention, say, teach we a prayer we will help we. Then the Prophet Benga for say, on no worry. Make Allah cover on a weakness and make Allah make on a hard and strong. And Professor Benga for pray.
الكتاب سريع الحساب احزم الأحزاب اللهم أحزمهم وزلزلهم. And also there was another
and said another prayer bindi
المقروبين يا مجيب المضطرين أكشف عمي وغمي وقلبي وإنك ترى that oh Allah who has revealed the Quran upon us.
O Allah, we don't reveal the Quran upon we, you quick for punish. Them people that don't gather against we. Give we victory over them. O Allah, I also pray that defeat them on our behalf and give we victory against them. O God, we the yeri, the one them with and deep and trouble, the one with the answer, the one they with and they ask. And this is the translation of the prayer where the Prophet been pray. That the one where they listen to, the one that where they in pain, the one that where they in distress, the one that where they ask, and God they give them, oh Allah, you know me trouble, you know waiting me and my companions and they go through, do you help me and protect me. A day inside the bookstem of history, that when they felt they almost reached to the toughest point, the disbelievers them of Makkah will become so tired of the war, they want to end the ambush. Because then they try for destroy the Muslims them, but they'll not be able to succeed. And as the Muslims then they surround them, and Banu Qurayza then therefore remain with the opportunity and then they hope, say, if Banu Qurayza join them, if we make a sudden attack, sometimes we will be able to penetrate and destroy the Muslims them. As them they think about this, and as them they plan, as them they make the move. Of course, Motaman can plan, but on the other side as well, Allah self the plan, and which not be Allah in plan, and that Allah in plan not being against them, Allah being just a smile at this because nothing will be happen, because not be under that God in decree will nothing no move, that the Muslims have been able to overcome the enemies them. For add more in the book Sirat Kataman Nabiyin, Bashir continue for say bin Masroor, we come up from Ghatfan and the Ashia tribe will also come for fed. Even they against the Muslims them. Even though na in heart they close to the Muslims them, but in order to express Islam to the enemies. And then Eben get for send away we cause the disbelievers them for disagree and separate. Eben get for go first to Banu Qurayza, and because Eben get a relationship with them, Eben get for me the leader them and say, I think say una not do well, not a good plan that una don't come, and now una day with Banu Ghatfan we been betray the Prophet. Of course, this now in a country, the Ghatfan, this now in a state, the enemies then we don't come, they don't come just for a few days and go back. But for una na neighbor them to the Muslims them, una not for do this, what una for do, na that una for convince Banu Ghatfan that they forgive una few man them, so that it will become a guarantee so that they no go attack una. And then the Banu Qurayza being therefore understand this. And then being therefore say the Quraysh themselves forgive some of them man them in case they will betray we, or in case they attack we. Some of them they among we. Then he began for go to another tribe, and they began for say Banu Quraiza. Then they afraid that when once una left them, sometimes they go face trouble after una go don't go. So then they plan against una that they go take few man them from Umuna, so that it will serve as guarantee amongst them. Then they afraid that sometime una go plot and turn against them and join the Muslims them. Then they began for go to Banu Ghatfan and began for talk and tell them the same thing. And as the Ghatfan tribe they plot for attack all of a sudden, and they plan for attack from all sides at once, so that because the Muslims are not be Boku, they're not going to protect all the areas at the same time. And of course, a break in the line the line of defense could be broken at any time. So under this plan, and when this plan go around, then the same man may go to Banu Quraiza and say, people and don't they tire. This ambush too long now. It don't take for too long. Now we don't decide say all the tribes then for join hands together. And we all for go and attack. This not be them plan. Where they be done plan. Banu Quraiza will be done also agree with Nuaim that they will take a few people and then they get for say tomorrow na Sabbath for we, na Sabbath for we will not go for fete on the day of Sabbath. And in order for ensure that we not go betray we, we for must give you some man them as guarantee for do with we, otherwise we not go join with una. That when the Banu Quraiza they give this in answer that they get for say, una correct because some of the tribes then they against we or the one for plan against we. And then they get for say, we're not going to forgive na any guarantee. If we want for join we without any guarantee, then they get for remember what in Noaim they don't tell them that then people here then would betray una. And then this being for cause Boko havoc and palaver among the enemies them. And this now Noaim do this. Noaim we're not to be a Muslim then and day. But it will be very close for me to go believe and not say words on Eon or we will take as a lie. Rather being therefore sent away. And for act in this way for protect yourself, this not would be objective, the not would take time for be a lie. Rather, this may be a deceit when I being part of the war. This also may be a way for stop bloodshed and fet. As a Muslim Maud, the second Caliph of the Jama'at, write and say after few days, then two groups there then therefore agree that at an agreed time, then all together then go attack the Muslims them. But also, God implant been day, we been come in a different way than Nuaim. We be done, it come from the Ghatfan tribe. Now in heart, in be a Muslim, they been come with the enemies and for come fight the Muslims. But I look for opportunity that if I get the chance for help the Muslims, I will do so anyway. But in Nabi one, but when it say, then group there, but they're very close for attack the Muslims them, and we not been there at all. We go for help. This been get for affect them, so been get for think of a way for make a plan, and been get for say, for must do something. And when the decision come, that then they go attack the Muslims them all together at one time. It been ever go to Banu Quraiza and tell the leader then say, if the Arab then return and go away. Una tell me, would I go protect una na neighbor to the Muslims them? Una get agreement with the Muslims them? Una remember what thing they happened to the one that would be betray the Muslims them agreement? Then this been get for shake them. Then they been get for ask her which is suggest for do so. No, I been get for say if they come for attack if they can ask una for attack the Muslims then for join them, una for tell and say them give 70 of una man them or some property as guarantee. And then from then, you can go to the Mushrikin group and tell them, say, then Jews there, then I never them to the Muslims them. If they turn against una, if they pity una, what una go do? Now, if they ask una for guarantee or for una man them, for join them and then turn to Muslims them, what una go do? Then the disbelievers them, then therefore send a message to the Jews then that we all want for attack together on a journey together. Then Banu Qurayza then therefore say, of course tomorrow now we Sabbath day, now the day we for worship, we not the fete that day. So we not go for fete with una or alongside with una. So another point now that we then Medina we not neighbor them with the Muslims then. If una fete and left we think could become of we for that reason they una give 70 of una man them as guarantee against this threat, then we could join una. And because then they get doubt, so they may therefore reject this proposal. Then they may therefore say, if for January una been sincere, then una not before put this condition, then they kuffar them. And the disbelievers and they forget their doubt. And Banu Qurayza herself they get their own doubt. And when one's doubts don't they among una, then the courage could go down, even that bravery could die down. Also another miracle day of Allah, when Allah in decree, when I say some kind of powerful breeze been blown throughout the net. Then the enemies then get for scatter. And we get the details of this. And Hadrat Ibn Ishaq talk about this. So I say that Allah in a very cold night it been get for send some kind of fearful breeze. The dust storm been get for happen. And the right say that God don't help the Muslims them through this powerful breeze will been blow. We said the enemies then this being for shake them. And then being for left the place we side that they don't camp. And the angels them being for shake them and cover their eyes so that being for left the place. Hazrat Bashir Ahmad said touch on this and he say Nu'aym bin Mas'ud when they being for plot against the enemies them on behalf of the Muslims then they get for help the Muslims them a lot. Because when the first fearful breeze been blow during the cold night, the enemies they may get for move. And of course, after Nu'man, they don't go around and it don't cause distrust among them. This together with the breeze will be blow and the dust storm will be happen. And because the first wind, it will be one so fast during the night, so the enemies then tent them, then pot them, whatever they use for cook, all but they fly up because of the fearful breeze will blow that next day. So they may get for fuel, say, because now be a tradition among the Arab them that therefore put the lightning on, and that now be the fire with them the light. This not ever stop and the fire not be ever hot. But when the autumn in this way, then the mega for realize it's such a bad sign, a bad luck for we. And they're not be able to undo them at all. Then before do the clean, the whole area being for clear, the breeze and the fearful breeze being kept for clear everything. And when the breeze be the blow, Abu Sufyan being for call the leader them na in your camp and say now it's difficult for we for stay na it go better for we sometime for return. With or without una me at the go. Then it being for claim on top of in camel and it been so scared that he being for even forgot even for lose the rope we been tied the foot of the camel, and the camel nobody move. And Akrama bin Abu Jahl bin snap near him, and they been for say Abu Sufyan, you not the commander of the army, and you the left the Sujaman them behind and run away from the first field. So they for provoke him, say. So Abu Sufyan been for become so scared, and they been for regret this in action. Then they been for kandong in camel and say, now another go again, but I do it now. But it's important and said better for una all for prepare and go anyway. I know we left on a bien, but una all prepare to return back. But no Hassan tribe and other tribal men them, they not be aware of what may happen. But when they can see the camp been done the empty and they done the clear out, they also been there for retreat, go back to them place. Banu Nadir, the leader, Uyay bin Akhtab, said been there for return na in your place. And before do they clean the entire field, the entire battlefield, been there for camp empty. And the Muslims them therefore realize that the threats will be there before their eyes. God Almighty don't remove them. You know, you see nobody again at the field. As a Muslim Maud write in detail concerning this, and he say, with all the doubts, the disbelievers and therefore go at the intent, and Allah therefore send another way of help from the sky, whose size some kind fearful breeze been they will blow during the cold night, and this breeze here been therefore scatter all the things that they cook, then tent them pots, even some thick themselves, a root them come out. And when that fire they go hot, then go think say this fire don't hot, na a sign of bad luck or na a sign of defeat. So when that fire whether they don't light for the war, then therefore hot, then they therefore say this na a sign of defeat. And on the next day, before they clean, then they therefore run away from the battlefield. But in the heart of the leaders, especially the heart of Sufyan, then they get doubts in their heart. And they think that sometimes then Jews them, Webedenia, Mendina, then don't left with alone. And Abu Sufyan will be let on intent comfortably if they get for receive the news that sometimes some pan the other group them, Webedenia, Medina done the left way. Then they may go for reminder that which will for do. And then they may go for taking camel and they may go for escape with him, pardon them. When this now be the condition of the disbelievers, then the Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam may go for send Huzaifa bin Yaman for gather some information. And the detail are like this in the book Sirat Kataman Nabiyin by Hadrat Bashir Ahmad, that as the enemies have been won away, they may get for afraid. The Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam may get for talk to the companions them around and say, anybody there among you will give me news and gather news for me from the enemies them. The Sahaba that may get for say the place, because the place been so cold at that time, and they done so exhausted and tired and self them be angry, nobody, they may get for say nobody not be for snap and respond to this call of the Holy Prophet. So they get for call again, and they may get for call them by name. So he call Uzaifa bin Yaman, and he been get for snap. And he be tremble and be shiver. And the Holy Prophet been there for look him, he been there for touch in aid and pray for him, and he been there for say no afraid. Be rest assured, nothing no go happen to you. Go to the enemies and not attack anybody, not alert or tell anybody, not fetch anybody. Just go and gather news and come. Then he began to explain, say, when I go, that cool way I be the feel, that tremble I be the tremble, all began to disappear. Instead, I began to feel as if I better go through a hot wind. And all me fear where I been get the entire night, I been get for disappear all of a sudden. And I been get for good boku courage, and I enter to the enemies in place, and I been get for realize say Abu Sufyan been there very close to the fire. They me on the targets. I didn't even get the chance for kill him, but I remember what the Holy Prophet tell me that not attack anybody, not allow anybody. But if I be attack him, and not before attack, and not before survive me attack. And at that time, if they get order to the people them for go away for return. And at that time, when a claim on top of in camel, you know, people for loose in camel in wood, if they wash. Then Huzaifa bin Yaman say, when I return at that time, the Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam they pray, and I been get for wait for him for pray, for finish the prayer, and at the end, I been get for tell him waiting don't happen, and then I been get for tell God thank you. The Prophet been get for say, not because of we drink or anything from we own side, not purely because of Allah in help and make this to happen. That the enemies that are won away from the battlefield. This, the second Caliph of the Jama'at said, don't touch upon this, that in the last night, during this fete, we saw a group of the enemies in army, been there about 25,000, Allah been informed the Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam through a revelation that the enemies are run away. And that now when the Prophet been for ask if anybody been there for go and confirm. So if you want to send somebody for go and confirm as to waiting God will reveal to him. And because then they been cold, the companions and they get for say because the place been cold and they not been get enough thing for cover them body. So Sahaba then say, we will read the Prophet in voice and we'll be on for answer, but the place been so cold that even we must self been freeze, we will not be able to answer. Until Huzaifa say, then Gaffer ask, waiting, the Prophet then Gaffer say, not to you, not somebody else. Then the Prophet then Gaffer say, any other person else? But because the place be so cold, nobody will be able to answer. But Huzaifa then Gaffer say, me, Ade are all prophets of Allah. Then in the end, the Holy Prophet then Gaffer send Hazrat Huzaifa bin Yaman, that Allah will reveal to me that I don't make the enemies then for one away. Go and confirm. Then Hazrat Huzaifa being for go. And as a return, he being for the recite the kalimatu shahada that ashhadu Allah ilaha illallah wa ashhadu anna Muhammadar Rasulullah. Then the enemies then being for run away. Uzuru say I will carry on with this discussion with few details, with more details next Friday.
दुनिया के हालात जैसा कि पता है आपको दिन ब दिन खराब होते जा रहे हैं.
Now let's talk about the condition of the current situation of the world today. Of course, we don't come very close to Balo now. America and the superpowers then of the world, they don't want justice. They don't want to act justly. The battlefield don't extend the war, deeper extend, but make Allah go protect we from the bad effect of this war. For that reason, we for increase we nearness to Allah and strengthen we relationship with Allah. We need for help we pray them, and every Ahmadi for pay attention towards prayers and pray for the Ahmadi them na Pakistan. The situation don't the worst for them. Pray for Ahmadis and Bangladesh as well. Don't serve the situation, don't they ban for them. Make Allah protect all Ahmadis them, Obayanda, and all son of the world. Ameen. Allahumma ameen.
Alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah, nahmaduhu wa nasta'inuhu wa nastaghfiruhu wa nu'minu bihi wa natawakkalu alayhi. ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له ونشهد أن لا إله إلا الله ونشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله عباد الله رحمكم الله إن الله يأمر بالعدل والإحسان وإيتاء ذي القربى وينهى عن الفحشاء والمنكر والبغي يعظكم لعلكم تذكرون اذكروا الله يذكركم وادعوه يستجب لكم ولذكر الله أكبر